Today on the LA Food Podcast, you asked for it and we answered. It's the first ever LA Food Awards coming to your Tesla speakers and noise-canceling headphones. Father Saul and I devised an audio award ceremony unlike anything you've ever seen or heard. This isn't your typical best chef and best new restaurant list. We're doing the awards the restaurateurs are really going to want to tell their grandkids about. Think the FOMO Award for best restaurant we haven't been to yet. An award for the hottest restaurant physically speaking, and one for the hottest restaurant spiritually speaking. Maybe we'll even give an award to the chef we most want to grab a beer with. Spoiler alert, we will. And of course, in true LA Food Pod fashion, there will be an award for the biggest miss of the year and the restaurant experience that made us want to get chef's kiss tattooed all over our respective lower backs. If you think this all sounds a little frivolous and overly whimsical, I'd say two things to you. One, it's the holidays, so perhaps consider chilling out just a tad. And two, I think you'll find we still managed to explore some pretty deep topics as we discuss what it means to be a hot concept in LA in 2025, what the purpose of dining out should, in theory, be, and what we look for in making the distinction between a great meal and a potentially life-changing one. In all seriousness, happy holidays, dear listener. You listening to us makes our week on a consistent basis, so thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday with your family, chosen or biological. A reminder that the LA Food Podcast is part of the Acquired Taste Media Network. Please listen to our sister podcast, Taqueando with Bill Esparza. This week, Bill spoke with Kayla Yu, the author of the book Fetishized. They actually spoke over congee at Kayla's favorite restaurant in the San Gabriel Valley, Lou's Garden. It's a fascinating conversation on food, culture, and identity. If you're looking to give us a Christmas present, all you gotta do is drop our show and Taqueando a 5-star rating wherever you listen to podcasts. And as always, I'm your host, Luca Servodio, and without further ado, it's time to chow down. Dear listener, I made a deal with my wife. She let me start a food podcast and eat ungodly amounts of noodles, pizza, sandwiches, and more under two conditions. One is that I never utter her name. The other is that I find ways to be healthy outside of my work in food. Being the fantastic partner I am, I found a few ways to up my health game. I exercise almost every day. I try to sneak in salads for lunch whenever I can, and I only ever snack on healthy foods. The macadamia nut has become an essential part of my daily routine with the best omega-6 to 3 ratios in the nut game, 8 times better than pistachios and 20 times better than cashews. At houseofmacadamias.com, they've got a bunch of different macadamia products that you can enjoy, like savory and sweet snack packs and chocolate-covered snack bars. One of the problems with macadamias I've found is that they can be expensive, but I'm solving this for you, dear listener, because as of today, all you've got to do is head to houseofmacadamias.com and use code LAFood to get a 10% discount on a healthy snack that also happens to be delicious. So what are you waiting for? Head to www.houseofmacadamias.com/discount/LAFood and go nuts. Welcoming back to the LA Food Podcast, the Jalen Brunson to my Josh Hart. It's Father Saul. Father Saul, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to parse that analogy. Did I miss something? Did they get in a fight or whatever?
No. So what I am referring to that in the so the Knicks, spoiler alert for anybody who follows the NBA, they won the NBA Cup, the coveted NBA Cup, and during the trophy lifting, there's been a viral video going around of Josh Hart sticking his thumb up Jalen Brunson's ass.
Oh, for some reason I thought Jaylen Brown. I was confused. I was like, is there a rivalry or something?
Oh no.
Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart are good friends.
Yes.
From college age days. You are very much. I am the Josh Hart to your Jalen Brunson. I think that's accurate.
Well, no, I think I thought that too, but it's actually Josh Hart who is sticking his thumb in Jalen Brunson's rear.
So you're the Josh Hart.
Well, I think in a title celebration, I would be more likely to do that to you than you would be to do that to me.
In general, in life, that is, I think, true. Title celebration or not. I do think based on the general vibe, Josh is, we've kind of changed his time. You've become the weirder one, I think, over time. Like I think when we were younger,
What do you mean? What do you mean by weirder?
just a little bit less predictable, right? Growing up, when we were like living together in our early 20s, I think I was a bit of the wild card. I think gradually I've become less wild card, and you got these weird fucking haircuts going on. You got like you're eating burgers, 100 burgers for no reason. Like
Yeah.
you're doing things that make people question, and I feel like that's increasingly your role over mine.
That's true.
So yeah, I'm with it.
That's true. We always used to compare ourselves to Nick Miller and Schmidt from New Girl.
Yeah,
You were very much the Nick.
we did this during our our mailbag episode. We brought this back.
Right, which, by the way, went really well. It's like it's now in our top 10 most played episodes ever. So I think we need to do another mailbag.
It's a great episode. I would love to.
So let's not beat around the bush. We got a huge episode today. We are doing the first ever LA Food Awards. People have been clamoring for us to give our opinions on who deserves awards. We'll get into like how we're going to do that in just a little bit. But before we do, let's talk recent eats. I want to hear what weird shit you've been eating up in Florida.
Honestly, the way to do Florida when I'm here is just have my mom cook. So we've been having like fish salin and dal javul and keema, Pakistani dishes that are all very good. Shami kebab, all my favorites. That's hitting. And then when stuff runs out, I order from Qdoba, which is what I did for dinner today. So we're not rolling the.
You go, bro. You do Qdoba after having worked there. You can stomach it.
I go back. Oh no, they're a favorite, man. They're
Wow.
the old faithful. They're loyal. My loyal in the back pocket now. Yeah, the queso is questionable, but it tastes good. Just don't think about it. You just can't think about it that much.
Yeah.
And then you can stomach some Qdoba when in need. When in need.
Cursed questionable queso at Qdoba is a truly horrific nursery rhyme that nobody needed. What's your order at Qdoba, and is it better than Chipotle, or do you just do it for sentimental reasons?
They're different to me. So I get a bowl, brown rice, black beans, double chicken, queso diablo. Got to get some spicy queso on there, and salsa roja, which seems kind of sacrilege, but it's it's slop. It's like a big bowl of slop. You know what I'm talking about? Like the salsa. I got some pico de gallo, I get some romaine lettuce, and get some guacamole. The guac, the red salsa, and the queso just congeal together into this like honestly delicious. But very quiet, like just like it's like I'm eating a bowl of proper slop.
Yeah,
but it's high protein and high calorie. Whatever, you eat it up, and you're full for the rest. You're full for the next 2 days, honestly, because it's a huge bowl. It's like twice the size of a Chipotle bowl.
Yeah. What's the value on that sucker?
The whole thing was $24, $24.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's way more because Chipotle is expensive these days. Like,
but that's the combo. That is with the combo. That's with the drink and the chips.
Okay.
And so I bet it's closer to like 17 or 16.
Because these days when you're ordering Chipotle for two, like especially on DoorDash, it's like a $70 meal.
Yeah. I mean, this alone was $35 for me on DoorDash.
Oof, that's rough.
Which fuck DoorDash, but when in Florida.
Bro, I actually have positive feelings about DoorDash after listening to their How I Built This episode. And I know that I am the most impressionable person on earth.
Yeah.
But I just think we were too harsh on DoorDash. We should do an episode on this sometime.
Look, it's nothing personal with DoorDash. Like I'm guessing they're like, enterprising and, very obviously successful entrepreneurs, but just the reality of its impact on society, I think we cannot ignore. Which, to be fair, I have not studied. I feel like it's wrong. It feels wrong to me.
It might be fine. Society. I was going to say that's such a broad statement. Like, for example, the problem they were fundamentally trying to solve is that a lot of restaurants didn't do delivery. Period.
Yeah.
Right. So, in theory, there should be something good there, right? Maybe the way they're doing it is fucked up and predatory, and we can discuss that. But that's a different episode. I did have a question for you on a recent eat you did, which I have not heard you talk about, which is Antico Nuovo.
Oh, of course. That is my recent eat. Yeah, went on Friday of last week. Very, very good.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I went with a friend, Mackenzie Long, who we both know, friend of Father Saul's, I guess you could say.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go forever. What I did was because we were both really hungry going in, and our eyes were bigger than our stomachs. So we went 4 pastas, 2 apps. Like we did, we ate a lot of food, and by the end we're so stuffed we couldn't do the ice cream, and I really fucked that up. We should have done 3 pastas. We would have been fine. The plin, the plin pasta delicious. Loved it.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
The meal as a whole was really delicious. We had the Caesar salad they had was really good. They had a copa dish with persimmon that was really delicious.
Your new favorite fruit.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it's all right. And then, of course, the focaccia. We had the focaccia with both the duck liver and the whipped ricotta.
Oh, yeah.
Might have been my favorite part of the whole meal, honestly, and was also the thing that probably filled us up the most.
Yeah.
But overall, what I'll say is this. The pastas were delicious. It was a great meal. But I just don't think pasta blows me away anymore. To be clear, whenever like I'm with someone who wants an Italian dinner in LA, I'm going to try to take them to Antico. I think it was really, really good. Emily's dad's coming to visit.
Best Italian you've had in LA?
I think so. I mean, look, Bestia is hard for me because it's just like special, memorable nights there.
Yeah.
So I haven't had it in a while. I think that the pasta was so light and airy, and it was so like, it was really a pleasure to eat. Like, it was pleasurable to eat the pasta. All of them. It was really, really good. We also had the Papa del Bolognese or Papa del Ragu, right? I think it is. And the lemon, whatever, the top of the menu. Yeah. And then the crab linguine-ish or thing. I can't remember what it was. But
that's kind of insight you come here for, dear listener.
But it was everything was really good. Pasta just doesn't like blow my hair back in the same way anymore. I'm spoiled, bro. You spoiled me.
I did.
But it still was very good. As pastas go, it was very...
I love that. I feel like I've turned you into a real Italian because I feel like real Italians are never impressed by pasta at a restaurant. I am impressed by the Plin dell'Alto Langa at Antico Nuovo because Chad Colby is like fanatical about going to these regions, studying like hyper specific pastas, bringing them back to Los Angeles. And I thought he did a really good job with that one and with the foglie d'ulivo, which is this pasta shaped like olive leaves.
Oh, I wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted that.
Honestly, that one is really good conceptually. I'm not sure it like hits 100% flavor wise. Like it's good, but it's like, I think it's got duck and like olives in it and stuff. And it's very good, but I just like it more as an idea than I do in execution. Cause I think I'm with you, dude. I think like in general, I can appreciate pasta at a restaurant, but I'm never going to feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Money's worth, I wouldn't say. Like, I got my money's worth. The service was beautiful. The restaurant was beautiful.
Yeah, overall.
I will say that I would do the menu correctly next time. I now know I can like hone in on like, here's exactly what I want to eat here. Yes, the salad was delicious. I'm glad we got it. But like, I'm here for focaccia. I'm here for salads.
Yeah.
I'm here for pastas. And I want to try a main next time I go.
Yeah, same. Because it's cooked over the open fire, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
To be clear, like you are getting your money's worth at Antico. If there's a place where you are getting your money's worth for pasta, the pasta program there is incredible. The labor that goes into it is amazing. The research, the R&D that goes into it, the products they're using are fantastic. It's really just a mental block I have as an Italian, knowing like how that I can make this pasta at home or something similar to it.
I don't think you can.
I can't make. To be clear, I cannot make this pasta at home, but I can make something that tastes to me as good at home for sure.
Yeah.
So like that. Yeah. That's the mental block, and that is a personal thing, not a reflection of Antico. But I'm really glad you finally went.
And yeah, I'm really glad I finally went too. I'm excited to go back, and I will say, like, it's one of those things where pasta and whatever elevated Italian food was like the first thing I kind of had in LA as I was kind of getting into food with you. Factory Kitchen, Bestia.
Yeah.
Even like Rosso Blu, right? Like these spots were like kind of defining the city when we got there. And because of that, like I had back then, pasta blew my hair back.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And now it's like a familiar excellence, but like still excellent.
Is blowing your hair back an actual like saying?
You know what? I'm going to Google that real quick because I feel like it blow your hair back.
This feels just like a subliminal ad for Dry Bar or something.
Yeah, they blow my hair back. Yeah, Reddit r/English learning on Reddit says it's an idiom to amaze or excite.
Wow, great.
Used exactly correctly. Yeah.
So it's just going to be you and a bunch of like ESL Eastern Europeans using this phrase.
Look, I have a lot of hair. I can say it.
Yeah, you can. You sure do. All right, bro. Let me tell you a little bit about my recent eats. First of all, I just wanted to say a couple weeks ago, I was asking Karen Palmer to give us recommendations for where to take my wife for her birthday because the restaurant I really wanted to take her to was called is Tam O'Shanter because it was super Christmassy, and they didn't have any reservations inside because it's like a very hot ticket during Christmas. And a very kind listener reached out and was like, "Hey, hey, I think I can get you inside. And lo and behold, they did. So thank you to that listener. And also I want to say, you got to go to Tam O'Shanter during Christmas if you are one of those people that enjoys Hallmark movies or just likes feeling like in the spirit. It's such a vibe. It really is. Like, it feels like Epcot, but if Christmas was a country. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. I understand that analogy, and I'm literally writing it down for when Emily's parents come visit us in LA for Christmas. If I can get in, which sounds like it might not be possible, but we'll try.
I mean, honestly, like maybe it will, because like closer to the holidays, everything in LA is easier to get because people are out of town.
Sure.
But it's just a fan, and it's owned by the same people who own Lowry's Prime Rib, Lowry's the Prime Rib. So they have Lowry's Prime Rib on the menu. So you can get a nice thick slab of prime rib with like, a Yorkshire pudding, a little bit of mashed potatoes or something. And the food is definitely secondary to the atmosphere. But as far as atmosphere goes, it was perfect. Absolutely nailed the birthday dinner. So thank you to that listener, and thank you to Tam O'Shanter. For our anniversary, which is the night before, we went to Republique, a restaurant I had not been to in a very long time. You are laughing. Why are you laughing?
Because I immediately got a text from your wife. I don't know if I want to share this necessarily, because I went to Republique earlier this year and I love it. I get a text from your wife as soon as you arrive for your anniversary dinner saying, Luca fucking booked our anniversary dinner at the only restaurant I've had food poisoning at. She was pissed, dog. She was not happy.
She was not happy. So here's the story. About 8 years ago, my wife and I go out to dinner. We have a gift card to Republique. She gets sick the next day. We have never proven that it was from Republique, okay? It could have been from myriad other things we had the day before. As you know, we like to eat out. We eat out a lot. So it's just one of those things where she's always associated Republique with that bout of illness. However, it's never been proven. And I've always had my heart set on going back for a redemption tour. Now, what happened is I became aware that they have an incredible vermouth program at Republique. And as listeners of this show have known by now, my wife is obsessed with vermouth. It's like a new obsession for her. So I wanted to find a place that had incredible vermouth on offer. And it turns out that place just so happens to be Republique. So that's why we went. And I have to say, I think it won her back, bro. By the end of the meal, I think we were back on Republique.
I did not get that text, I will say. I did not get the "we are back in on Republique" text.
Trust me. So there's a couple things that turned it around. First, last time we went, she didn't eat meat, so that severely limited our options. This time, we got a lot of the meat dishes, which really helped. Number one is the baguette, which you're able to order with pan drippings. Have you ever done that?
Yo, I did that. We did that literally last when I went in. When did I go? Like October? Yeah, we did that. Fucking amazing.
That's fucking insane. That should be illegal.
I was so happy. It makes me so happy. How come everyone's not doing that?
I would go there just for that. I would go there just for that and a cocktail, honestly. Like, I'd just do that.
I literally ate the entire baguette by myself, just dipping it in.
Bro, do you know that they offer free refills on baguette? It's like Cheesecake Factory.
I know. I literally know that because they refilled that baguette. I completely ate by myself.
It's amazing. And that alone is worth the price of admission to me. We got a bunch of other great dishes. Obviously, the like obligatory little gem salad. We got a great lamb dish that was very like farmer's market driven with butternut squash. But really, the standout for me were the cocktails. Like, number one, we got this awesome vermouth when we got to the table, which was like from France, and it was a dry vermouth that has a little bit of sweetness to it. Because typically, when you drink vermouth straight, you're drinking sweet vermouth. This is dry vermouth that's got a little bit of sweetness that makes it drinkable by itself. The name of it is, I'm gonna butcher this, but the name of this is La Quintine Vermouth Royale from France. So absolutely recommend. The other cocktails we got, the thing that's cool about Republique, the head of the beverage program over there, Thomas, he goes to the farmers, or basically what he does is Chef Mansky is like obsessive about going to the farmers market, like all great chefs are. And essentially what happens is the chef is like, we have a fuck ton of carrots this week. What can you do with carrots? And that's what like Thomas does for the bar program. So we had this incredible carrot-based cocktail that he paired with Haitian rum. Dude, it brought me back to my bachelor party in Cartagena, honestly, in the best way possible. It was so good.
Yeah,
there was a passion fruit cocktail too that I believe he added some like pasilla pepper liquor to. So it added this like really nice vegetal quality that bounced off the sweetness in an incredible way. Like it's the same experience we had when we had the alc and non-alc pairings at Cato, where you are having these like cocktails, and they are more than a drink. They're like they're like a dish. You got to factor them in as a dish to the overall experience. So really enjoyed that. Republique, go get drunk. It's a fun time. Finally, I went somewhere I know that's been on your heart, and I'm sorry for this, but I went to Destroyer.
Yeah. When I saw this on the agenda, I was like, he did not. He did not.
Well, so I've been to Destroyer before. You know that, right?
Oh, you might have mentioned that.
So I've been to Destroyer many years ago. This was my first time going in like 8 years. And we can go back anytime, dude, because fundamentally what makes Destroyer great, and this is what I always forget, it's just a really satisfying lunch spot that just so happens to be a Jordan Kahn spot and like the R&D kitchen for everything that happens at Vespertine and Meteora, right? But like fundamentally what I got was a turkey confit ciabatta sandwich, which like on its face, it just sounds normal, but it's incredible. And then just like really good French toast with like seasonal fruit essentially, and like that's all you need.
Yeah, fuck yeah. How was the line? What's the wait like at Destroyer?
So easy, dude. Me and my friend, we went there at 11 a.m. and we were done eating by noon. Like it was perfect. And it's like the number 14 restaurant on the 101. Okay, speaking of awards, we are doing our first ever LA Food Awards today, presented by the LA Food Podcast and Acquired Taste.
Dude, in the future, I'm going to wear a suit for this episode. I feel underdressed. I feel like I get the bow ties. Yeah.
I think in the future, we might be having a ceremony for this, dude, because I got really excited about this, okay? So we announced that we were doing this last week because some listeners have been asking for this ever since we did the mailbag. We kind of were talking about how to do this best, and we were trying to model it after something. We talked about potentially modeling it after the NBA awards, which for people who don't know, they create like first team, second team, third team, and then individual awards like MVP, Rookie of the Year, et cetera, et cetera. Then we also thought, but maybe it makes more sense to do it like the Golden Globes. You know how Golden Globes does like best comedy and best drama. We could do best daytime and best nighttime. The problem is, as I was like coming up with nominees for both of those options,
it was the same nominees.
It was all the same fucking nominees as every other award that exists, like out there, right? Yeah. And I was like, this is so dumb. Who the fuck cares about us just doing the same thing that everybody else does? So we decided to zag a little bit. Our awards are completely random. They are categories that only make sense within the context of this podcast. They're specific to segments that we have on this podcast. They're specific to who we are, who Saul and I are as people. So these are awards that these restaurants might not necessarily even want. However, we are going to give them to them. And honestly, in time, I hope they are a huge honor for these restaurants down the line when they receive them. So anything to add?
No, just that I'm really happy with these categories because like you said, this I think captures not just like the ins and outs of the podcast. It captures like what we care about. Yeah. Right. As is the nature of the entire conversation, which is this podcast between us, right? Where it's like the restaurants we talk about that we really have to go to and that we like have FOMO about. The restaurants that like are the chefs or restaurants have the best like we want to get a beer with vibe, or the ones that we will fight over all the time. I think these categories, and I'm excited to also expand. This is year one.
This is year one.
Our beta test for how this goes. I think now that we've done this, I will have in mind as we go through the year, like future categories that we could add to recognize different spots. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna be talking next year and be like, oh, that's got to be an award. Like it's gonna be that kind of thing, right? Okay. Yeah. So without further ado, I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 9 awards, but a couple are going to be super quick. Okay. So Saul and I have not agreed on who wins these categories. That's the beauty of this, right?
Yeah, we're debating.
All we have before us are nominees, and to Saul's point, we are debating these, okay? We're going to have arguments about who should win these. The whole notion is we have to agree before we award, okay? Like you have to convince me or I have to convince you. Okay.
I think we can get there.
There will probably be some unanimous shouts, but we have not talked about this at all, okay? Dear listener, know that going in. The first award we are awarding today is called the FOMO Award. These are restaurants that we haven't been to yet that we are most anxious to go to, either because they look incredible or because it's a clear shirking of our pseudo-professional responsibility as podcasters. The nominees are, drumroll please, Restaurant Key in Little Tokyo, Soracraft Kitchen in the Arts District, Somni, I think in West Hollywood, Providence, literally a stone's throw from where Saul lives right now, and Barbacoa Ramirez of Barbacoa fame. Saul, what do you think of these nominees, first of all?
They are the correct nominees, I think. So much like I knew you got the nominees right when I looked at the list, and I'm like, oh fuck, how do we even go about this?
Yes.
Like how do I choose? I think I have an angle on it. I've actually changed my mind just as we've gone through and read it again. But here's my thinking.
Okay.
I read this list and I was like, the number one answer for me has to be Providence.
Ooh.
For so many reasons. For me, it's like it's the institution that we haven't been to. It's literally like walking distance from my place. So how dare I not go there yet? And those are really the thing. Like because it is like it's the how the fuck have we not been there place, right? Some of the other ones are newer and fresher.
Yeah.
And it's like we can get there. Now, as I thought about it, I was like, well, here's the only reason I wouldn't list it now is because we have discrete plans to go. Right. So the FOMO is kind of like melting away from me as I know it's like an imminent dinner. We're literally talking about like going and like, sometime in the new year, probably we can do it as soon as January and like celebrating 2025 and going and enjoying it. So for me, when I look at this, it's now Restaurant Key, which is a newcomer, but the one I'm like, I feel an urgency.
Yeah.
I feel like in my stomach. Like I really, really like this. Feels like a restaurant that's going to be it's already in the national conversation.
Yeah.
It's in the citywide conversation. I think it's going to be hopefully an institution in the city to come. And I got to get there.
Yeah.
So Restaurant Key is my primary choice.
I like both of those reasonings. I think that you nailed something like Providence, something about it having been around for 20 years kind of makes it feel like we can go whenever. You know what I mean? Like like I know.
Well, no. For me, it makes it feel like even worse that we haven't gone.
Yeah, but we've been poor for most of those 20 years.
It's true. I mean, we found a way.
Yeah,
we found a way. We what was it? La Buca? No, wait. What was that place we went to where you had to spend like $800 after losing to me in beer pong?
I've literally blacked it out. It's closed now. Thank God. Officina Brera.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I believe that the karma of that bet actually forced that restaurant to close. Yeah. So Restaurant Key, I think I'm inclined to agree because I think that in the national conversation, it has a potential to be one of those restaurants that Los Angeles is known for, in like in the next 5 years. I do believe that Sora Craft Kitchen could be on that level. Like it's had a really slow burn. Like since the Bill Addison review, where he talked about this restaurant that's like this one Turkish dude working in the fashion district, serving like an incredible tasting menu and him literally doing everything, including washing the dishes. Since then, it's now getting more buzz that it's been included on the Esquire Best New Restaurants list. It's now been on the 101. Like to me, Sora Craft Kitchen is rising to the level of like, watch this space. This could be one that really makes waves next year.
I agree with that. The only reason I will put the only reason I wouldn't go for Sora's and I would prioritize Restaurant Key right now is because I have Sora's in mind for a different award, which I just added it to the nominee list for because I thought it was already there. But you'll see it in the agenda now, and I think that's where Sora's might belong in the conversation. But it's again. Somni's a fair shout. Barbacoa Ramirez is a fair shout.
So Somni, I'm okay with not awarding Somni this year because I feel like I don't know that I have FOMO.
Yeah.
So much as I have like, we gotta fucking go to Somni.
No, I don't feel like that. But to me, Somni is the one where I'm like, I'll get to Somni. Mm-hmm. To me, that's the vibe, right? We'll get there. We will make it to Somni.
Yeah. Providence
is like, fuck, how have we not gone? Restaurant Key is like, holy, like I really, really want to go.
Yeah.
Right. And Somni is like, we'll get there. Right.
Barbacoa Ramirez, is that more just like we're gonna go?
I think that's the 3 levels, right? The 3 levels for this award, these nominees are, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed I haven't gone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to go. And I want to go. We'll get there.
Yeah.
And Somni, even Sora's and Barbacoa Ramirez are I'm excited to go and we'll get there sort of level.
So what is your final vote?
Restaurant Key.
I agree. Okay, it's unanimous. Restaurant Key is the 2025 FOMO Award winner on the 2025 LA Food Awards. Congratulations, Restaurant Key. You'll be receiving a plaque probably when we come visit you for the first time. All right, moving on to the next category. This one is called Hottest Restaurant Physically, okay? These are restaurants where you are guaranteed to see hot people, be served by hot people, or feel like a hot person. Now, you can interpret hot however you want to. It can be a feeling, it can be like a state of mind. It can even be just like, yes, you are attracted to this person. That's completely up to you, okay? The two voters in this category. The nominees are Etra on Melrose Hill, Capri Club in Eagle Rock, Community Goods in West Hollywood, Mother Wolf in Hollywood, and Linden also in Hollywood. Saul, first of all, how did you let me put this category in?
I'll be honest, when I read the headline for the category, and I thought you meant hottest restaurants physically, like the best interior design and coolest vibe. And it wasn't until I went through a second time where I was like, oh, he meant hot people. I did not realize that. Which, by the way, I think coolest vibe should probably be an award. We shout out to Meteora and like other spots that are like, whoa, that really like transport you and like look really cool inside. I'm happy for the Hot People Award. We can do that. Hottest restaurant physically. In a city like LA,
we need this award. We need someone to be recognized for this.
Who you got?
So this is a tough one, right? I feel like it really depends. Like hotness is in the eye of the beholder, right? Mm-hmm. And so like if you want to go like basic bitch LA hotness, like basically like cast of I Love LA, right? Like that vibe of hotness, like trend-setting hotness. I would say that Community Goods or like Mother Wolf kind of need to be the shout.
Literally, I Love LA has shot at Mother Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, in the last episode. Yeah,
they did. Last episode, they were at Mother Wolf, right? And Community Goods, you know, if it's not coming in the next few episodes, that's a little bit embarrassing. I Love LA. Linden is an interesting one because it's really hot, but more in like it's just sexy. It's just sexier. It's like this hole in the wall. I feel like it's a place where people have affairs. Like it's you know, great bar, great martinis. The food is sexy too. Like it's got little like flowers on it and shit too. And it reminds me of like more of if we're talking LA, like it's a different type of LA. It's more in the mold of like Insecure or something like that. If they go to like a really cool restaurant there. And then Etra and Capri Club are more in the mold of the show Love, which was on Netflix also, if you remember that show.
Not a show I liked. I did not like Love.
Not a show I liked very much either, but it was a very like East Side show. Yeah. Same with like You're the Worst and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And they're like East Side hot, you know, like Etra is Melrose Hill, rapidly gentrifying neighborhood. Obviously, like Andrew and Evan are like two of the hottest chefs in the game or restaurant operators in the game.
You mean physically hot as well as successful?
Yes, both. All levels of hotness. They're on the rise as professionals. They are both attractive gentlemen, all this shit, right? And it's a place I feel sexy. Like when I go to Telegramma or Etra, I feel fucking hot. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I am LA. And then Capri Club is like the East Side extreme of this. You know, it's like it's always popping. It's always packed. People dress up to the nines to go there, but like in a vintage store kind of way. It was also featured in I Love LA. It's the scene where Mimi Rush fires JT Firstman, if you recall that scene.
Oh, yeah.
That was Capri Club. And it just makes you feel hot by virtue of the fact that you're having like aperitivos and like olives and almonds and cacio pepe supli. It's just like sexy little bites, you know? They're like dainty little things. So this is a tough one for me. I think my vote, though, because I represent the East Side, my vote is Capri Club.
Ooh, interesting. So I can't speak to Capri Club, because I haven't been, and therefore I'm happy to like give you the nod here and just go with your choice. For me, I saw the list and there was only one answer,
which was,
and it was an obvious one. So I went to Cafe Telegramma one day to do some work and to try the burger that you'd been telling me about. And I went in my like usual outfit. I think I've talked about this. You know, kind of a schlubby polo. You know, shorts that are too short, hiking boots with the socks hiked up. Saul outfit. I sit down. I immediately spill water on my shirt. Like I did not fit the category of me feeling hot. And then Andrew Lawson walked out, and I forgot where I was for a second. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And then we met Evan and Andrew at a what's it called, Grand Central Market downtown. and Evan's just like just as fine. And I'm like,
Dude,
how are these two men who are so fucking hot running a restaurant? Like, what is going on here?
I
Like,
know.
How did the modeling industry let them fall through the cracks?
I know.
What is happening? Not to be weird,
It's a travesty.
but this is the hottest physical restaurant, and I'm like, these are the two hottest guys in the game that I've seen at least. I can meet more. I'm happy to meet more. Shout out, by the way, to your wife's the genius idea to do a sexy calendar of LA restaurant tours and chefs, which I think is something that sounds like you poo-pooed. I have no idea why. That would sell. Obviously,
I poo-pooed for now. We'll see.
I see no reason why Andrew and Evan would be leading the charge on that. They'd be January for me, or February. I guess February is technically the hottest month with Valentine's Day
and my birthday month.
I'll stop there. But to me, and like part of this is also like, I've been to Mother Wolf, but I wasn't like, oh, I feel hot. Like, I'm less familiar with these other spots. To me, Andrew and Evan take this in a walk.
You know what? Yeah, I think you've convinced me, because Etra has actually everything that Capri Club has in terms of people dressing to the nines to go in like very cool like LA fashion ways.
With one notable exception, yeah.
You being the notable exception. But I feel like the Telegramma aspect also like gets the community good side. Like Telegramma is very like attracts a similar type of person to community goods. I've literally seen Nancy Silverton at Telegramma talk about like one of the hottest.
She's hot.
She's hot as shit. Her what's it called? Wardrobe, like fire, right?
Yeah.
Because of those, and then honestly, like the food vibe at Etra, you're having like essentially the way this is actually going to turn you on. It's turning me on as I even think about it. Okay, the way that Evan thinks about making his pasta. He thinks about it almost like this is the vibe I get. Like, what are you going to want to eat at midnight when you're coming home from the Italian club in like Rome, and all you've got in your pantry are like anchovies and breadcrumbs and like, you know, really good quality spaghetti. Like, what do you want your date to cook for you at that exact moment in time? That's the vibe. That's the food vibe.
It's the post fuck pasta.
I think it's
right.
Yeah, post or pre or both.
Pre fuck pasta. Who you're carbo loading before you get to the deed, dude. That's crazy.
In Italy, absolutely.
Dude, if I do that, Alfredo's ending up all over the bill. Can't do that.
That's your problem. You're doing it with Alfredo. All right, I think we can agree then. Etra is the hottest restaurant physically in Los Angeles.
Congrats, boys.
Congratulations, boys. You'll be getting a plaque. Okay, moving on to the next one. Hottest restaurant spiritually, okay? These are restaurants with such novel, sexy concepts that they are or should be red hot in the overall conversation about LA food, and maybe they're not quite there yet. Like, they should be way hotter in the conversation based on the concept than they are right now. Okay, number one, Ceci's Gastronomia. It's a hole-in-the-wall, hyper-regional Ligurian lunch and breakfast spot in Silver Lake. Number two, Ceviche Project, a one-man cevicheria where the cevichero is like from Mexico City, like legit artist stuff happening at this little hole in the wall in Silver Lake. Number three, Queens in Eagle Rock, formerly known as Queen Street. It's owned by the Last Word Hospitality, like Found Oyster and all these other super hot restaurants. It's also, to me, like one of their most personal projects in that it's Chef Ari Collinger's like hometown cooking from like South Carolina. And there's some incredible dishes, super sexy, great bar program. I'm not sure how it's not full every single night. 4 and 5 were your additions. You want to talk about them?
The Hummingbird I added just based on what you told me, and maybe I confused it with Ceviche Project, but I thought and again, it's unfair for me to add because I haven't been to either of these spots, but just in terms of hearing about a spot and being like, that is a cool idea, and that's a cool concept, and I think it should be recognized. I remember the Hummingbird, and you can speak more to that. And then Sora Craft Kitchen, I think, is the perfect fit for this category, for all the reasons you mentioned in the FOMO category.
Yeah, we've already talked about Sora Craft Kitchen, but Hummingbird is a great shout because Ricardo Zarate, one of the like most successful and like big names in food of Los Angeles for like the last 15 years, really hyper-personal Peruvian restaurant of his where he gets to just like do whatever the fuck he wants without like the burden of partners, which he had at his previous restaurants, Pica and Mochica. This is like really him like unleashed, and I think it should be in more conversations. I completely agree with you. Okay, make the case.
To me, it's again, when we do these awards next year, I will contribute more to the nominees list and make sure they're places that we will have been to each and every nominee. I think I know enough based on conversation and what's out there to say that what is happening at Swordcraft Kitchen is like a one of one.
Yeah.
The way you describe this thing, novel, sexy concept that should be red hot in the overall conversation about LA food. I think Sora should be there. I think it's slowly getting there, right? And there's more and more recognition coming. But that is something kind of like, oh wow, who he's doing what?
Yeah,
he's doing what? How's he doing that?
So the argument against that though is that it's on the Esquire Best New Restaurants list. It's on the 101. Like, is it?
That's okay.
Is it already peak hot?
I don't know if it's peak. I don't know if it's peak hot because I don't know if people are. I mean, it doesn't have to be peak hot, right? For this award,
yeah.
Right? Like it just is like I think it is the thing that most grabs my ear when I hear it. As you describe each of these concepts. So VJ Product to me comes in like a close second for a similar reason. But it's like, oh, this guy is trying something that how is he doing? How is it being done?
I think the reason Swordcraft Kitchen takes it is because it's a Turkish tasting menu. And there's nothing like that. Like the fact that Ceviche Project and the Hummingbird are both on this list kind of
they market correct each other a little bit.
You know what I mean? Because they're similar concepts. They're cevicherias, right? So the fact that they both exist, to me means that they're less singular. Queens, I can see arguments against for, and Chichi's fundamentally, I think they could push the envelope even further when it comes to getting hyper regional with their food. Fundamentally, they do still have to offer, as all Italian restaurants do, some things that appeal broadly, right? Just to make their margins.
I was gonna say, I know you love Chichi's, but because of the wave, that negatively impacts them here, right? The wave of Italian sandwiches, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. Okay, Swordcraft Kitchen, I think we agree.
Yes.
Hottest restaurant spiritually in Los Angeles. Look out for your plaque, my dude.
You don't have to say that every time. I think we can assume the plaques are coming.
Plaques are coming. We're gonna hand deliver the plaques.
Or you can say it. It's kind of a funny thing for you to say at the end of each thing.
It's a good way. It's a little transition. I'm the host here. Don't tell me how to host. I don't tell you how to go.
Are we actually giving plaques, by the way? Because if we're not, you can't say.
We should absolutely give plaques. We're giving plaques.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next category, chef you most want to grab a beer with. We have so many amazing chefs in LA, but who are the ones we feel we would vibe with the most? The ones that feel like spiritual kins to us, okay? Number 1 on my list, Kat Turner of Highly Likely. She is we saw her on Top Chef. She just seems super cool. Her restaurants kind of have this easygoing vibe. She just seems like a super fun person to get a drink with. Not to mention, she she was in David Lynch movies and stuff. So she has a really interesting past life that I'd love to talk to her about. Second of all, Jose Olmedo Carlos Rojas, the chef of Simone. Bill Esparza interviewed him on Takeando. He should have been in the hotness category. Honestly, one of the most ruggedly sexy men I've ever encountered in my life. And great story. Panamanian cuisine, bringing Panamanian cuisine to Los Angeles, a very a little known cuisine and whatnot. I also think he's been up against it a little bit because people have looked at his restaurant and just been that's a clubstaurant. We shouldn't actually consider it as something that's doing meaningful work in Los Angeles. And he very much is. So would love to talk to him. Dave Barron of Paj Lee and Celine, former LA Food podcast. I mean, this dude's fuck you, I'm going all in to get as many Michelin stars as I fucking can attitude alone. It just makes me want to get a beer with him. Also, marathon runner. He literally is known for running marathons pre-working shifts at restaurants. So just
wow,
one of the most hardcore motherfuckers in the game. Would love to get a beer with him. I'm going to butcher the last name, but Rose Preveet, we met her. She's the proprietor of Maidan Market, and she brought Maidan Market over from the same concept, Maidan in DC. Super interesting background. I'm pretty sure she's opened restaurants in Russia and shit. She's traveled the world, and not to mention she has what I think is one of the most interesting and novel restaurant models in Los Angeles, which is this market. Which yes, it's anchored by Maidan, the restaurant, but the way that they're treating all of the other vendors in there, from Yin Yang to Vesti and Lugia, the Ponchos Tlayudas, very interesting economic model. Would love to learn more about that. The last one, this one is just based on Top Chef and the fact that I think she seems like a badass. It's Mei Lin of ADA Club. So you got to vote for this one?
It's so for me that meeting Rose is very cool. We basically had a beer with Rose, and it was like a good time.
Yeah.
Kat Turner, super friendly. For me, I'm biased by the Top Chef kind of lore I could get from Kat Turner and Mei Lin. Jose Olmedo, Carlos Rojas, absolutely, and Simone should have absolutely been on the hottest physically list.
Yes.
That was an oversight. Next year we will correct. Don't worry. As long as you stay hot, bro.
Stay hot.
And Dave Barron, I will say, seems cool. He's a grab a beer with Luca kind of guy.
Yeah.
I will say more so than a grab a beer
You
with
think
Saul
if we grabbed a beer as a threesome, you would just be like quietly in the corner or what?
I'd be like, who's having a cigarette with me? Anyone? No one? All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah. I think my answer is Kat Turner. Kat Turner was very warm, very kind, and friendly. When we met her, I think she has cool stories. She was a super fun time on Top Chef.
Yeah.
Like her face-to-camera interviews were like, having a drink with Kat Turner and the compliments of the chef's gals. That'd be a night.
Great night. And Karen Palmer, who's a great friend with Kat Turner.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I'm with you. Kat Turner. She was the first name I put down on this nominee list. Like, it's just like fascinating seeming person. I love what they're doing with Highly Likely. Like, they just opened a restaurant in Ojai too. Like, very interesting strategy. I would love to learn more about what's going on there. So, Kat Turner, you are the chef that we would most like to grab a beer with. Congratulations. All right.
Good stuff.
This is going to be one of my favorite categories. It's the restaurant we will fight over. It's restaurants Saul and I will simply never agree on in terms of whether they're good or not, and would be willing to come to blows over. The nominees are River on Abercrombie, All About the Bread, the sandwich spot, Angel's Tijuana Tacos, Via's Tacos, and down in San Diego, Addison. So, what do you think of these nominees?
This is a great award. I think the answer is straightforward. It's all about the bread. It's all about the bread, because the rest of these we have overlap on the rest of these. River, like, I kind of get where you're coming from. On Hills, I'm not mad at. Like, do you not like On Hills? I don't like On Hills. I didn't like it the one time we went.
I like it. I just thought you hated it.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
No. I'm like fine with On Hills. Via's, we understand each other, right? And Addison, I get this reputation because you didn't like Addison that I didn't like Addison. I did like Addison a lot.
Yeah,
obviously,
no, you did. But I think I disliked it so much.
But the thing is, I don't give a shit enough about Addison to like go to bat for it. The answer is all about the bread, which I love. I've had it like 20% of my lunches this year were all about the bread, maybe 15, something like that.
Wow. Are you sponsored by them? Be honest.
I wish, bro. One day. and you did not respect them on your sandwich ranking, and you don't get it. I really like that place. I really don't rate it. I mean, look, I totally get why you wouldn't, but this is the kind of place where I'll never give an inch. I'll never get an inch on it, because it's just like your beloved lunch spot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to bat for it no matter what.
It's a B at best, mostly a B minus for me. No.
You're getting the wrong sandwich. What are you eating there?
The Milan, the salami one.
Fuck, that's my favorite.
All right. I think that pretty much sums it up then. This is the winner. It's all about the bread, the restaurant that Saul would literally die for, and the restaurant that I could not give two shits about.
By the way, for the record, it's one of those things where I know it's a B, but I just won't you can't say that.
For sure.
I can say it's a B. You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah. I know. There are restaurants like that I feel that way too. Like for example, if you ever talk shit about Open Sesame on Beverly, like I would.
Oh, which I have constantly.
Yeah,
done.
I would actually. Yeah, so that would be a great. Next year, Open Sesame will win this award, right? Like, it's just restaurants that I love for a sentimental reason that you don't understand, and All About the Bread is the epitome of that. So
this should have two winners, right? They should have the Saul winner and the Luca winner, technically, right?
That's the Saul winner. Then.
All About the Bread is the Saul winner, right? What's the should Open Sesame just be the Luca winner?
Yeah. Well, okay. New entry. Open Sesame is the Luca winner, the one that I love.
Yeah, that's more of like that's a historical award, right? That's one where back in the day where I was less open minded about Middle Eastern food, you would go to Open Sesame every week, and I was like, you were wasting your time and money. This is not a way to live. and I was being a little tongue in cheek, but like, a little not.
Open sesame on Beverly, people. Best fried potatoes in the game. Get the tomb on the side. Fantastic night of your life. Okay, that's that award. We only have a couple left here, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this, dear listener. Do let us know. Big miss of the year. As you know, every week we play Chef's Kiss Big Miss. This is the big miss we'll remember for years to come. Number 1, Joshua Weissman exposed as a creepy, angry dude. That's number 1. Eric Greenspan and the travails of Elon Musk's Tesla diner. 3, Great White's racist seating arrangement. Number 4, Thomas Keller asking the San Francisco Chronicle critic to please leave in the middle of service.
And then not letting her leave, by the way. And
then not letting her leave and forcing her to like eat copious amounts of food. And all her guests, by the way, just the most uncomfortable dinner experience you can ever imagine. And then the last one, this was from early on in the year, but Ruby Rosa, the New York City pizzeria, issuing LA pizzerias cease and desist letters for making what they claim was their signature tie-dye pizza. Saul, what are you leaning for this one?
So as I go through these, Josh Weissman, I think I understand that was like a big episode for us, and it was like kind of
our most popular episode ever.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
The thing is, like,
which I'm hoping is not just because Joshua Weissman is planning on suing us, and so
like his team of 50 lawyers just listening to it over and over again. That one to me is like, he's a fucking YouTube influencer. I'm not surprised he's an angry creep. Like, and also I'm not sure how many waves that story really made.
I know it should have made more. I think
it just based on the outlet and how it was disseminated, it doesn't seem like it got a ton of traction, but a little bit maybe. I do think he's been impacted negatively like over the last year. I think people are like, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Eric Greenspan and the travails of Elon Musk's Tesla diner. Eric has since left. I don't think that's like gonna age poorly on like a continual basis. I know I gave a perspective on Eric's participation there, trying to like give a, be fair to Eric a little bit, but I just think that is not a good look, and it probably will be a stain of sorts on his resume for years to come. Great White's racist seating arrangement. I still don't think we know the full story there yet. I was looking it up as you were talking. Like, has something new come out? It doesn't seem like it. So until I think hear more, that doesn't quite hit for me. And the Ruby Rosa issuing LA Pizzeria's cease and desists for making tie-dye pizzas is like a stupid, but like I don't give a shit about Ruby Rosa. To me, it's the Thomas Keller thing.
Yeah,
a little bit. I like, it won't be a huge part of his legacy. It won't be, but it's not nothing. Yeah, and it's weird, and it says something about a generation of chefs who I think in the last year, as the guy and the new Restaurant Times critics have taken over, like, and have reviewed like Grant Achatz again and kind of gone back around. Like, I think that's more symbolic of a changing of the guard and like sort of like the Joe Bidenism of some of the like maybe like the luminaries of the last couple decades.
Here's the deal.
Yeah. Like, to me, that is sort of the big miss of the year. It doesn't in what it represented.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you on Eric Greenspan. I actually think he's going to be fine. I mean, you can I can understand why he did it.
He will.
I also think like he's going to open a deli next, I think, and he's going to be successful. He's a good chef and he's a good dude. He really is. So I think he's going to be fine. Joshua Weissman, I didn't give a fuck about him before. I don't give a fuck about him now. Just a creepy dude, and kind of nice to see him get what he was due. I think the one where maybe we're underselling a little bit because of the amount of attention it captured was the Great White situation.
Great White, yeah. I could hear that.
Like, Great White, I think, is the big miss of the year because it just became a meme. Here's the question, right? What is the horse's catgate of this year? It's Great White. Like, it's Great White, right?
The horse's catgate is funny. By the way, that's the new name of this award. There should be a big miss of the year, and then there should be like the horse's catgate catastrophe of the year, like a catastrophe of the year award. Like literally, dude. I'll like. I've had the thought. So like, I'll like my team at work will be visiting LA sometime next year, and I've had the thought of like where to take them, and I literally have crossed my mind like, can't take them to Great White. Can't be seen there. and they might stay close to Great White. And I was like, well, we can't go to Great White. Like,
we can't.
Do that. And also because Great White is LA. Yeah. Is LA, and Thomas Keller is not, I think, LA Food Awards.
Yeah. It's one of those situations too, like you can never unhear it. Now, every time I hear Great White, I just think like that's the most racist name they could have chosen. Like I just,
You're totally right. I think, look, there's also the game you want to play, like where I've not been to Great White since, but if I went to Great White, I want to be like, where you gonna send me, bro?
Yeah.
where are we going? Where are we going?
We should go with like the most multicultural group ever and really fuck with their minds. Like, what do they do now? What do they do now?
Be like, we could sit together or separately. Where would you put us?
All right, I think we have to give this to Great White.
Yeah.
Yo, should we? So there's this show in Italy called Striscia la Notizia where they basically give like the biggest fuck up awards, and they will like go to people, and the actual award is like a little statuette of like a aardvark, and they go around and they give the award to people. Like they basically like you know when people get served, and like you have to like surprise them.
Yeah.
They do that with celebrities. Like they stalk the celebrities and they give them the aardvark and like force them to accept them. Should we do this with Great White? Like we go give them the plaque for Big Miss of the Year.
Well, or again with the Horses Cats Award. Hey, congratulations! You won the Horses Cats Award.
That's good. All right, congratulations, Great White. You win the Horses Catgate Award for 2025, aka the Big Miss Award. Okay, we only got a couple more left. First up, it's the Father Saul Award. This is a restaurant that you went to that I did not, that you believe deserves recognition on not just a city level, but a national one too, and you definitely think I should go to.
Yes. Tough one for me because you eat out like a lot more than I do at this stage. And we need to eat out together even more so I can be like overlapping with you as much as possible. But, or I suppose also I need to be eating out solo without you so I can have a good list for this award. A couple nominees you reminded me of. Luca, which I went to on Fairfax, really the first week it opened, and had a cool experience there. Heritage Barbecue, I went down to San Juan Capistrano, tried earlier this year, although that one to me already has the statewide and national recognition to an extent.
Yeah.
And then Tu Homes, which I'm just going to say phonetically because I don't know how to do the accents, down in Inglewood, which is like a West African plus, I would say, like West Africa, North Africa. And I think that's going to be my choice. Tu Homes is a rising star in the 101 that we recognize. I think they like jumped 60 spots in the last 2-3 years. It's kind of going to be my go-to dinner before Clippers games from now on, because as you head down to Inglewood and into a dome, you can just stop by Tu Homes, and it's a like chill. It's almost got like a sports bar-y feel. They have a large TV going, and they have a delicious menu. The only thing about it when I went last time was I felt like it wasn't spicy enough, and I don't know what that was. And I feel like if I just tell the waitress like, hey, we like spicy, like
you may have gotten the white guy treatment.
Yeah, possibly, right? We were two brown guys, but like it's possible. And I think we actually both said we did like spicy food. Maybe we got the wrong sauce on our jollof rice or something, whatever it was. But everything was delicious, and I'm excited to go back. And I think that's what I would recommend as the Father Saul Award, which again is not for what I think is necessarily the best restaurant I ate at all year, but the best one that I ate at that you did not.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, this is the Head Bitch in Charge's award. The head bitch in charge being me. That is a reference to a Bravo show I absolutely love called Southern Hospitality. Shout out Maddie Reese. Okay, this is a restaurant I went to that you did not, that I believe you should go to. Otherwise, you're a charlatan. And this is one that is not new. It's not fancy, but I don't believe you've been to, and that I think is probably one of the biggest stains on your credentials to do this podcast. Langer's Deli.
I've eaten Langer's Deli.
Oh, you have? Oh, fuck, dude.
Langer's Delicatessen? Dude,
have you been to Langer's Deli?
I've eaten Langer's Deli.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means I've had it delivered.
Okay, what have you had delivered?
The 19.
You've had the number 19 delivered. That doesn't count.
Of course it does. I've had the number 19, and I've had a couple other things they've had too. I once tried like a pastrami on a Kaiser roll because I was fiending for a Kaiser roll, and so I just got one. I think that was them. I think that was Langer's as well.
I don't think you getting it delivered should count. I just don't.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Just to be clear, it should not. their chicken broth is great. Their apple pie is great. Like I've had food from Langer's. We get it delivered. We got to get delivered at the office for lunch. Like you get and you get the number 19, and then you like fall asleep at your desk for the rest of the day. I accept the stain of not having gone in person, which I absolutely must. But I have had the number 19 like more than a dozen times. I've had it a lot.
Okay, actually, then that counts. All right, then I will have to go to my runners up, and that is another restaurant that's a bit more of a classic than a hot new one. It's Tam's Noodle House. in the San Gabriel Valley.
Okay.
This is a Taiwanese breakfast spot. It was one of the highest rated noodles on my noodle countdown in 2024. It's just a sensational restaurant. And anytime, this is one of those restaurants where anytime somebody goes there based off my recommendation, they can never stop talking about it. And that's how I know I've done well, right? The worst is when you recommend a restaurant and you never hear back, because that probably means they didn't like it all that much. But this one is not one of those. People always love this one. Tam's Noodle House, that's my award. It's my perennial favorite, one you absolutely need to get to. Okay. Final award of the year. This is it. This is the big kahuna, okay? This is the Chef's Kiss of the year. It's the marquee LA Food Pod Award. It's a restaurant we went to together, or went to that we can agree on is doing something special that transcends LA and says something greater about food, humanity, the universe, whatever you want to say. I'm actually going to add another nominee to this as well. So we have 6 nominees. The nominees are Cato, Dunsmore, Vespertine, Comal at Mercado La Paloma, Holy Basil, and Budinoki.
Yeah.
Saul, this is a real Sophie's choice, I think.
I was about to say, to quote Schmidt from New Girl, it's the ultimate Sophie's Chocho. This one. Actually, so we need to figure out for the next time we do these awards, there are too many restaurants on this list that I want to have recognized for something.
Yeah.
And we need to discuss what the awards will be maybe a little bit ahead of time, right? To distribute them out.
For sure. We did this in 7 days. This is a beta.
Yeah, it was this where I'm not even in LA right now. I'm traveling for holidays. Next year we need to plan this out so that multiple restaurants from this list, which is the list, can be recognized for something. Best night out, blah blah blah. Where to take your blah blah blah. I don't know what it is.
Where you got the drunkest.
Yeah. Drunkest night, blah blah. Like all this good stuff. Best story, best hospitality.
Worst story.
I think. Goddamn. So Cato, Dunsmore, Vespertine. All right, I'm gonna go backwards.
I think we can cross off a couple though.
Yes, I will do this. I will cross off Holy Basil and Comal because we didn't go there together.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, right? Both great spots and spots I love, but we have not had a chance to go to Holy Basil together yet for dinner. Maybe it'll be on the 2026 list again. But I think we take those off.
But I think they're good nominees because I just wanted to shout out how much we love them.
Yes, 100%. And exactly the kinds of restaurant, best lunchtime restaurant. They could have both been on the list for that.
Yeah, they would have.
God, this is hard. So Cato, to me, it's down to Cato, Dunsmore, Vespertine. Budinoki I also loved. We went with Nancy from Comments to the Chef. It was a great night, a really, really good night. But I'll be honest, dude, this is the LA Food Pod. It's you and me. And there's an alchemy that happens when you and I go out for dinner. It just is. It's what defines this entire thing. It's why we're doing this.
Yeah. It was harder to have sex in the bathroom with Nancy there. You're right.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. Now, so that brings it down to Cato, Dunsmore, and Vespertine, which in my mind are the top 3 meals you had this year. They're the best meals we had. And I think they're a level above everything else.
I agree.
Where are you going with those 3?
This is, I think, where we're going to... Okay, so it's really hard. So experientially, I think it's hard to argue against Vespertine because it was the restaurant that most, I think, transported me to somewhere else. It was the most... It literally turned around my entire day, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it had me riding high. Yeah. And I still think about that meal and it feels like I took a vacation, you know?
Yeah.
And I just remember it also exceeded expectations so much in terms of what I was expecting versus the actual flavor of the food I was experiencing. For all those reasons, it's hard for me to go against Vespertine. However, I think that I can... So Cato also gave me that experience. I also think I was a little more taken with the concept at Cato because of how personal it was to Chef John and how personal it was to Ryan Bailey as well. And I'm a sucker for story. I'm a sucker for, that narrative. And I think it's the restaurant that perhaps best marries execution, flavor, and story. Vespertine could be an excellent restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. It doesn't need to be a Los Angeles.
I don't know if I agree with that.
To me, it feels
maybe. Well, how about New York? It could.
In New York,
could be in
or Mexico City or Lima, Peru. Right? Cato could only happen in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
However, if I'm thinking about restaurants I had the best time at, the food I like want to fucking chow down on the most, like where I just saw you so happy and it made me happy in like a really, borderline problematic way. It's Dunsmore. Like Dunsmore really made me happy in a feel in the moment. Was I riding high for weeks? No. But in the moment, it maybe gave me the most units of joy. So it's a really tough one.
Yeah, dude. Like Dunsmore is the one where like you can feel the dopamine and serotonin rush in your head.
Yeah.
As you're eating it. Don't clip this, and maybe don't even keep this in. But every time I think about the food at Dunsmore, I don't know if I even want to say this.
Say it. I'll erase it.
But like, there's something like sensual about the food at Dunsmore. It's like I want to fuck it. I don't want to fuck it. I don't want to. I just be so clear. I do not want to. But no, kind of no. But still, there's like I just think about like the pork chili verde and the trout, right, and the steak and the fucking cornbread. Yeah. And there's like I don't want to. Like there's not that thought or image doesn't cross in my mind. But the only words I have for it are "I want to fuck it," and it's just like there's like a.
I think what you're trying to say is it's food that gives you a hug.
Yeah.
I think it's like. I think that's how people on the Food Network would say it.
Yeah. I'm breaking all the HR rules of restaurant criticism, but it's like that sort of like, and nothing else made me feel that way, right? Few things do, but. But as we step back across all these, and Cato to me was like, Cato I walked away from being like, that's the best restaurant in LA, right? That's the best meal.
Yeah.
That's where if like people who care about fine dining and like want to have that kind of experience, Isa, my sister, I'll take them right there, right? Vespertine, just as in terms of what it meant to us, I think what it meant to me. Think about like we went into Vespertine in suits with mustaches, right? We did that. Like we never like we did a whole bit, like did the bit, like you had a mustache going, I shaved, like, and we just like had a night. We had the dynamic pairing, and like just went all out. They were incredibly generous with the hospitality while we were there. And yes, I understand that like the food in the moment was like unforgettable. And as I like reflect back, it's like faded a little bit, but maybe that's because it's been like 12 months since I've gone. Some of the meals, like the layers dessert, still like stand out as the best thing I put in my mouth all year. I think it was the first time we went out for like a special night. Really, I mean, we went to Rasa Ruma, but like that was our first big night out after I moved back to LA.
Yeah.
For everything Vespertine symbolized, for all of our expectations going in and how they were blown away. And for the way it left a feeling, you literally described it like you leaving a music festival.
Yeah.
Right. The way you
I still feel that way. I still feel that way.
The criteria, right. Like the criteria for the award is it says something greater about food, humanity, the universe, etc. All three restaurants do that. But I think Vespertine this year gave us the meal. If anything, my learning from Vespertine is I want to approach all nights that I go out with you or with others, but really with you.
Special occasions. Special
occasion nights. I want to bring that mindset that we had that night. I kind of like really didn't have a care in the world. It was just kind of like, we're fucking around. We're doing like we're going to have a good time. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. It's true. We should have done the same with Addison. I think with Addison, if anything, I went in too much with like a critic's mindset, which ruins anything, right? And like, and I can own that. I can own that that's a failing on my part. With Vespertine, we really went in having fucking fun. Yeah. I think we did that with Cato too.
Yep.
But we had just come off recording a podcast. We were maybe a little distracted or whatever.
The energy was low. I was a little more tired at Cato. I know I was, right? Even at Dunsmore,
it was like rainy and like it's
rainy outside, cold outside. I think it was a really busy work time, I think, when I went to Dunsmore.
Yeah, we also like went at like 8:30
p.m. It was late.
Honestly, what you hear, dear listener, is like this is a very personal award to us. So I think we got to ask ourselves, do we want to award something that made us feel good or that we think says something?
I think it's I honestly I think it's the one that made us feel it's the dinner that made us feel the best.
I think so too.
Because I mean this is a made up stuff. This is a made up award and
yeah, I think so too. It's all, and the thing is, all awards are made up. If you heard the episode last week with Bill Addison and Jen Harris, all awards are made up. I think we should give ourselves the liberty of choosing the meal that made us feel the best.
Dude, the commerce, I think that's right. I think the chef's kiss of the year is Vespertine. And I think the learning that I'm going to take this year, and it's also, I have a quote from Bill Esparza that I think encapsulates kind of this entire conversation and frankly this entire podcast in a way where what I want to commit to is making sure I'm going into every experience with the mindset that this could be the best night.
Yeah.
Right. And I have the lightness and like the energy and the presence for it to be that. And like by happenstance, Vespertine happening at a restaurant and that combined with what was a really one of one meal.
Yeah.
Right. But I want every meal to have the opportunity to have like to receive that from us as well.
Yeah. I think so too, dude. We love doing this. We love eating out and we love spending time together. And I feel like that's fundamentally why we do this. And the fact that we get to celebrate the city and celebrate restaurants in the same breath, it's huge, right? Just the ability to be able to do that. So like, I love that. I feel like our resolution should be like, yo, every time we go out to dinner next year, like we got to treat it like a special fucking occasion because it is.
We're always going to Vespertine in 2025. Every night is January 2025 as Vespertine. That's where it is.
Yeah, whether it's we're going to like, Mercado La Paloma to have Chichen Itza or whether we're going to like a hot new restaurant in East LA, whatever, like that's the beauty of eating in LA is every night can be the best night of your life.
Yeah.
And like it just so happened to be at Vespertine this year, but it could have been a Cato, it could have been a Comal, it could have been a Holy Basil. I've had nights like that at Budanoki, honestly, but like I agree for the purpose of this podcast, the chef's kiss of the year restaurant is Vespertine, bro.
Yep, it's the one. It's
Vespertine. Yo, I am so moved. I'm actually going to suggest we skip Chef's Kiss Big Miss this week.
I think we should skip Chef's Kiss Big Miss. I would like. Can I say the quote?
Please do. Let's end on that
because it actually fits perfectly. So, because literally, for listeners of the podcast, as you know, Luca and Bill Esparza have a sister podcast, Takiando, and last week was it? I mean, it feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
Bill Esparza had Bill Addison on to talk about the 101, and during that conversation, Bill Esparza said something that immediately made me pause, text Luca, and I think it encapsulates everything we just said about this conversation and how we approach this. Generally, Bill, of course, has a different vantage point than us as an actual critic, but I want to read back what he said because I think it's great. And I'm paraphrasing slightly, but he said at one point when they were discussing sort of getting pushback as a critic, right, when people don't like a recommendation or have a different opinion, etc. Bill Esparza, forget about us writers. If you really love dining, if you enjoy it, the first thing you should be thinking when you leave the house is, I'm going to have a good time tonight. I want to have a good time tonight. You should be with someone you want to have a good time with. That should really be the priority. And if you can afford a meal, if you can afford to dine at Celine, you understand that it's not always going to change your life. Hopefully you had a fun night. And if you're really interested in what they're doing, you'll say, you know what, I'm going to go back here because I like what they're doing. But some people come in with such a threshold because they're so upset about the fact they've had to spend money on a big meal that night. And I think that's the wrong reason to go out to a restaurant. And what we, Bill and Bill, ultimately are doing is getting to know these places, getting to see their flaws. Sometimes we understand what those flaws are, and we understand they're not deliberate carelessness or sloppiness. It's just sometimes really hard to hit all the time. And an off night is not going to be the end of the world for you and for me. It's about trying to understand what having a good time is about and to broaden that for more people who are out dining. And hey, people, have some fucking fun. Stop being so uptight about it.
Have some fucking fun. I'm like, that's a great podcast. Who produces it? What network is it on? Oh my God. That's dude, I think he nailed it. And honestly, that's the ethos we approach our work with. And to call it work feels like a fucking joke because this is the most fun I have, man, every single week. Dude, this has been one hell of a year. I think we only got a couple more episodes left this year. We'll probably do something to do with resolution, something to do with like trends and whatnot. But just want to say thanks for taking time out of your day, brother. I know you're spending time with Florida. I cannot wait
for the time with family in Florida is correct.
Also time with Florida.
I can't wait for the awards next year, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Let me know what we need to do for the rest of the year. I love our resolution podcasts. I love the trend podcasts. Let's do it.
Trends next week, resolutions the week after, my brother. Happy holidays. Great job by you. And I had to say that. Great job by you.
Yeah, you did not. Good to see you, bro.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the LA Food Podcast. Thanks to Father Saw for taking time away from his family and from Qdoba to give out these awards with us. And congratulations to all of our winners. Look out for your plaques in 2026 as soon as we find a plaque plug that will give us a significant discount. We'll be back next week with another epic episode, but if you're looking for us in the meantime, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, even our website at the LA Countdown. You can also find us on Instagram at It's Acquired Taste, that's right, and at acquiredtastemedia.com. And final plug, if you should be so kind as to drop both our show and Takeando a 5-star review, that would truly make not just our holiday season, but our whole damn year. Thank you. We'll see you next week.